Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All praise to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Today we are reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 4, verses 161 to 180. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Today we are reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila chapter 4 verses 161 to 180. Sri Madhavendra Puri devotional service. Text 161. You should not hesitate to act according to my order. Believing in me, just do what is needed. 162. After giving this instruction, Gopala disappeared and Madhavendra Puri awoke. He immediately called for all the servants of Gopinatha and they came before him. 163. Madhavendra Puri said, smear the body of Gopinatha with his camphor and sandalwood I have bought for Gopala in Vrindavana. Do this regularly every day. 164. If the sandalwood pulp is smeared over the body of Gopinatha, then Gopala will be cooled. After all, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is completely independent. His order is all-powerful. 165. The servant of Gopinatha became very pleased to hear that in the summer, all the sandalwood pulp would be used to anoint the body of Gopinatha. Text 166. Madhavendra Puri said, these two assistants will regularly grind the sandalwood and you should also get 2 other people to help. I shall pay their salaries. 167. In this way, Gopinathji was supplied ground sandalwood pulp daily. The servants of the Gopinatha were very pleased with this. Text 168. In this way, the sandalwood pulp was smeared over the body of Gopinatha until the whole stock was finished. Madhavendra Puri stayed there until that time. Text 169. At the end of the summer, Madhavendra Puri returned to Jagannath Puri, where he remained with great pleasures during the whole period of Chaturmasya. Text 170. Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally praised the nectarian characteristics of the Madhavendra Puri, and while he related all this to the devotees, he personally relished it. 171. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Nityananda Prabhu to judge whether there was anyone within the world as fortunate as Madhavendra Puri. Text 172. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Madhavendra Puri was so fortunate that Krishna personally appeared before him on the pail of delivering milk. 3 times the Lord gave orders to Madhavendra Puri in dreams. Text 173. Being obliged because of the loving affairs of the Madhavendra Puri, Lord Krishna himself appeared as a Gopala deity, and accepting his service, he liberated the whole world. Text 174. On account of Madhavendra Puri, Lord Gopinatha stole the pot of sweet rice. Thus he became famous as Kristra Kora, the thief who stole the sweet rice. Text 175. Madhavendra Puri smeared the sandalwood pulp over the body of Gopinatha, and in this way he was overpowered with love of Godhead. Text 176. In the province of the India governed by the Muslims, there was much inconvenience in traveling with the sandalwood and camphor. Because of this, Madhavendrapuri might have gotten into trouble. This became known to the Gopala deities. Text 177. The Lord is very much merciful and attached to his devotees. So, when Gopinatha was covered with the sandalwood pulp, Madhavendra Puri's labor became successful. Text 178. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu placed the standard of Madhavendra Puri's intense love before Nityananda Prabhu for judgment. All his loving activities are uncommon. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Indeed, one is struck with wonder to hear of his activities. Text 179. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, Sri Madhavendra Puri used to remain alone. He was completely renounced and always very silent. He was uninterested in everything material, and for fear of talking about mundane things, he always lived without a companion. Text 180. After receiving the transcendental orders of Gopala, this great personality traveled thousands of miles just to collect sandalwood by begging. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Madhya. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue. Let me stop sharing. Yeah, maybe we can go through, look at the screen also. 161. Yeah. Basically, the context was on the order of Gopinath DT, Gopal DT, Madhavendra came all the way to Jagannathpuri to get the sandalwood, and then he was going back. On the way, he stopped at Remuna, and then that night, Madhavendra got the dream where Gopal came in his dream again. And this time he told, you can apply the sandalwood and camphor paste on the body of Gopinath deity in Remuna, and that is as good as applying it to me in Vrindavan, like that he said. That way, basically saying I'm not different than Gopinath deity. So he said, basically, why is he doing that? We discussed yesterday that because he did not want his devotee to go through the trouble of crossing borders and going through the Muslim rulers, giving him trouble because of the carrying of this large quantity of sandalwood like that. That's why he gave that order. So he said, just do what is needed like that. And then let me go to 162. Yeah, then Gopal disappeared from his dream, and Madhavendra woke up and he called for the servants of Gopinath deity in Remuna. And they came before him. Madhavendra told them that smear the body of Gopinath with this camphor and sandalwood that I brought for Gopal in Vrindavan. Do this regularly every day. Mm. There are no purports till 169th verse. Okay, then he said if the sandalwood was spared over the body of Gopinath, then Gopal will be also cooled. Gopal is in Vrindavan, Gopal deity is in Vrindavan. After all, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is completely independent and his order is all powerful. He took it as a order is powerful like the Supreme Lord's order. And then when the pujaris and servants of Gopinath deity heard that, they became very pleased that throughout the summer, Gopinath deity will get nice sandalwood pulp like that. So then Madhavendra Prabhu said, remember he got two assistants with him. That two assistants, he engaged them in grinding the sandalwood to make it paste. And then he said, two more people let us hire, so I'll pay the salaries for them like that. Then every day these servants were grounding this sandalwood pulp and then applying it on Gopinath. And servants were also pleased that Gopinath is being served nicely like that. They kept on doing that until the whole stock was finished. And Madhavendra stayed there whole time till that whole stock is done like that of sandalwood. We know how sandalwood paste grinding takes such a long time. So then at the end of that summer, Madhavendra returned back to Jagannath Puri, it seems, where he stayed there for the period of Chaturmasya. Remember, in the olden days, sannyasis were not traveling during Chaturmasya time. In the 4 months of Chaturmasya that we celebrate. Last month is Kartik, we celebrate, right? So that Chaturmasya time, sannyasis don't travel. This is purport by Prabhupada, and Prabhupada emphasizing the importance of Chaturmasya Vrata for everyone, including Grihasthas like us also in the purport. He is saying Chaturmasya should be observed by all sections of the population. It does not matter whether one is a Grihastha or Sannyasa, like that is describing. We're discussing about Chaturmasya. So then, basically, it says the real purpose behind this vow taken during these 4 months is to minimize the quantity of sense gratification. This is the point we need to remember. The main purpose of that is that. Okay? Not so now he describes how first month, Shravana month, one should not eat spinach, that means leafy vegetables. In the second month of Bhadra, one should not eat yogurt. And the third month of Ashwina, one should not drink milk. And the fourth month, one should not eat fish or other non-vegetarian food, including masoor dal and urad dal also is described in the 4th month of the Kartik month, because they have, these two dals have a lot of protein, and that's why that's also to be avoided like that. But the main point Prabhupada concludes in the purport is, during the 4-month period of Chaturmasya, one should practice giving up all food intended for enjoyment. That is the main point. That means whatever food we are trying to eat for enjoyment, that's what we should avoid basically, more than the specific food. That means we need to keep it simple, not too much enjoyment in eating food like that time. That's the point. And overall, not only food, less sense gratification, more in devotion service basically. And then that's what is stressing here in this purport. Now text 170. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now from here, what is happening is, now Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami told the whole story what happened. Now he's quoting what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he glorified the Madhavendra Puri like that. By Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is recounting many of the incidents in Madhavendra Puri story so far. Now again, from here. Basically, personally praised the nectarian characteristics of Madhavendra Puri, and he personally relished it while describing the pastimes of his devotee. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Nityananda Prabhu to judge whether was there anyone more fortunate than Madhavendra Puri? Like that he asked him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started to describe the pastime. He said, Madhavendra Puri was so fortunate that Krishna personally appeared before him on the plea of delivering milk. 3 times the Lord gave orders to Madhavendra Puri in dreams. What is this he's talking about? He's talking about a long time ago in Vrindavan. First time the deity came in Madhavendra Puri when Madhavendra Puri was fasting for several days. Krishna came as a small boy, young boy, and delivered milk to him. That is the incident he's talking about. And then he's talking about the incident of the deity coming in dream 3 times. First time in Vrindavan, telling him that take me out from this place. Second time telling him that I want to please get me sandalwood paste. Third time is telling that you don't need to come all the way with that sandalwood. Please apply it on Gopinath deity only like that. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is referring to. So now he says, being obliged because of loving affairs of Madhavendra Puri, Lord Krishna himself appeared as a Gopal deity, and accepting his service, he liberated the whole world. This is after the Gopal deity was excavated, he installed and served, right? That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is referring to. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is referring to Kshirachora Gopinath stealing the pot of sweet rice. That's why he became a Kshirachora. Chora means thief. Kshira means sweet rice here. The thief who stole the sweet rice like that. Then he's saying Madhavendra Puri smeared the sandalwood paste on the pulp on the body of Gopinath. In this way, he was overpowered with love of Godhead like that. There are no purports, I think, in this section. Let me see. Yeah, no purports till 178. There's a purport. Okay. In the provinces of India, so why did he do that? Because in India, there are some places are governed by Muslims. So while traveling with sandalwood and camphor, he would be having inconveniences like that. So Madhavendra Puri would have got into trouble. But Gopal deity knew that. That is why Gopal deity is very merciful and attached to his devotees. So when Gopinath was covered with sandalwood, Sadhava Madhava's labor became successful. Basically, the point here is Krishna is so merciful, is concerned about his devotee, not going through too much trouble like that. In one sense, actually Krishna only, Gopal Diti only sent him, right? Saying that get me Sadhava paste. So this is all to glorify his devotee through these pastimes. Now text 178. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu plays the standard of Madhava's intense love for Nityananda Prabhu for judgment. All his loving activities are uncommon, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Indeed, one is struck with wonder to hear his activities, like that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. So in the purport, Prabhupada is emphasizing one point, that even if you are separated from Krishna or the spiritual master, you should engage in service to the Lord or the spiritual master to fulfill their mission. And that constitutes the best example of love for Krishna I discussed in purport. So meaning, even more important than staying close to spiritual master or deity is to engage in the service of the deity or spiritual master like that. So that's what he's describing. That we should not think that is not great like that. So then now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers all learned that point, it seems. Followed in the footsteps of Madhya Puri, serving the Lord without any personal considerations. That's the point. When service comes, we don't need to account for so many personal conveniences like that. That's the point being made here. 179. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued. Sri Madhya Puri used to remain alone. This is an important point. He was completely renounced and always very silent. He was uninterested in everything material. And for fear of talking about mundane things, he always lived without a companion. So, Madhya Puri was setting an example for us that we should not engage in mundane talk, prajalpa, with others like that. So, he even stayed alone just because to avoid talking about mundane things, it seems. So, it's so important to not get into the nonsense talks like that. Now, 180th verse. After receiving the transcendental orders of Gopala, this great personality traveled thousands of miles just to collect sandalwood by begging. So this again, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorifying Madhavendra Puri. That just by receiving the orders of Gopala, he traveled all the way, thousands of miles by walk those days to beg for the sandalwood like that. So that's where we pause today. So basically this pastime will continue. There are only, let me see, there are like 20, 30 verses, looks like, yeah, 30 more verses. How many verses are there in this chapter? 213 verses. That means 180, 20, yeah, 33 verses are there more. We'll continue in the next session. Okay. Sri Chaitanya Chaitamrita ki jai. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Let's offer obeisance devotees. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kupasindubhyevacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you so much, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Madhya.
we turn off the recording, Prabhuji. I have a question.
Oh, okay.